Okay, we're going to be graphing inequalities and finding intersections and doing all that good stuff. Okay, so let's look at this one. So what we have two lines. We're shading underneath one line and above the other line. So we need to write it in y equals mx plus b form. That's just the way it has to look. So it has to look like this, or we cannot graph it, right? So what do I need to do? I need to move the x over here. So I'm going to subtract the x, and then I'll have y is less than or equal to, and I'm going to put it in front here, negative x plus 6. Bing. And then what's the other one? Well, negative, there's a negative y there. Be careful. So I'm going to subtract the 2x, and that would make, what would that make? That would be negative y is greater than or equal to negative 2x plus 3. Now I have to divide. I have to get rid of the negative. I can't graph negative y. I have to graph positive y. So I'm going to divide by negative 1. So I divide everything by negative 1, right? And if you remember back in Algebra 1, we learned that when we divide by a negative, this guy changes to be the other direction. So that means it's going to be less than or equal to, just like this one, right? Negative divided by negative is going to be positive 2x. Positive 3 divided by negative 1 is going to be negative. Ta-da! So these are the two that we have to graph. And then shade. And then find the intersection. So we're going to graph them. Then we're going to shade it. And then we're going to find the intersection. Find the intersection. Intersect. Oh, it's going to run off the edge. Alright. Find the point of intersection. Find the point where they intersect. That's what we want. Okay? Let's do it. So, I need a big piece of paper. Where can we graph this? Let's clean this off. We don't need that anymore. And we'll do it up here. I think we'll have lots of room right there. So, we'll make an axis like this, and another axis like this, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3. All right, here we go. So we've got negative. Well, let's do the red one first. We'll do the red one. Red one. They start at 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make a dot. And then I go over 1, down 1, over 1, down 1, over 1, down 1. So it's going like this. And so my line goes off like this. That's my line. That's the red one. That's this one right here. Right? So I'm shading underneath that. So I'm going to make little arrows so I know where I'm shading. That way I won't forget that I'm supposed to shade underneath there. I don't want to shade till the end, so I'm saving that. let's do the blue line. Here we go, blue line. So the blue line is starting at -3, and it goes over 1 up 2, and then over 1 up 2, and then over 1 up 2. It looks like it's going this way. All right. So we're shading above that line. So we're shading this direction and this direction and this direction, right? Well, we only want to shade the part that is common. So I'm not going to shade down at the bottom, not going to shade on the right side, not going to shade on the top. I am only going to shade in the middle. So I'll get a different color. How about that? Shading right here. Shade, shade, shade. Well, that's not a very good color, is it? Can you see that? Okay, so I'm shading everything to the left of the lines, right? That's what we're doing. That is the answer. So, once again, we know we're shading. Whoops, I said above. Look at me, I shaded the wrong area. How could you let me do that? Why didn't you stop me? Say, Mr. Moore, you did that wrong. The blue one, we're supposed to shade under the blue one. Did you see that? Under. It says less than right there. Silly, silly, silly. Okay, blue line again. Blue line, blue line, blue line. We're shading under the blue line. Under the blue line, under the blue line. So that means this area right here. This is the thing. So we're shading underneath this one. Hooray! So it's the bottom piece. Now if I gave you a point and I asked you, hey, is this point in the graph, is it a solution? All you have to do is just see, is it in the place? So if I picked a point over here like -2, +2, and said, is that a solution? I'll write the word right here. Solution, solution, question mark. Well, -2, +2 is right there. It's not in the shaded area, so that's not a solution, right? If I picked way over here for 5, 6, 7, what if I picked 6-2? 6-2 a solution? No, it's not in the shaded area, right? What would be a good solution? Well, any point on the line would work, and any point down in the shaded area would work. So if I picked -3, -3, right? That would be down here somewhere. And then you'd say, yeah, that's a solution. Hooray! We did it. So we graphed it, we shaded it. Whoops, I didn't find the intersection. We need to find the place where the two lines cross. But remember, that's easy because you got a calculator. And you can use the matrix method or the graphing method. I like the matrix method for everything. So I'm going to edit this matrix. And remember, what am I typing in? I'm typing in 1, 1, 2, -1. That's what I'm typing in here. So it's a 2x2 matrix. 1, 1, 2, -1. Ta-da! And then I go to my matrix B. I edit matrix B. It's a 2x1. And I'm typing in these numbers, right? So that's 6 and 3. 6, 3, bing. And then I say A inverse times B. A inverse times B. Like that. Ta-da! Where does it cross? +3, +3. So the name of this point right here is +3, +3. Right? So if I gave you that as a choice, is that a solution? You'd say, yeah. It's definitely a solution because it's on a line. If it's on the line, anywhere on the red line, anywhere on the blue line, it's a solution because the lines are included. So, we did it! Hooray! I'll give you a part 2. This is part 1. I'll give you part 2. Bye.